Good afternoon, everyone. It is Ashley Kettner here with Rio Nutrition. I wanted to address a question. One of the biggest questions that we get, especially this time of year, is do we have protein in our products, specifically PG360? So I wanted to address that question today, as it is not a black and white answer. But to keep it as short and simple as possible for you, the answer is we do protein very, very differently. So a lot of people ask, hey, why isn't there protein on your tag? And the reason is we are definitely still getting protein to your animal. It's just in a completely different way. So traditionally, you see protein on a tag that is in your lick tub or in a mineral product. And let's use a 30% tub, for example. If you are seeing 30% protein, that means that you are directly putting protein into that barrel, into that product, which is great. It's been a form of getting protein to your animal for a long time. What we found is that the cow becomes very, very limited, and that is all she can get from that product. Nothing more, maybe a little bit less, but definitely that's what they have access to. And what we found over the years is that by doing things a little bit differently, we're able to offer the cow much more. More protein, more calcium, more whatever the heck is in your feed. So how we're doing it is with Resorb. Resorb is part of our Riomax formulas, and we have numerous different components that go into it that allow us to indirectly pull more nutrients from your existing forage. So whether that is hay, corn, out on pasture, on good green grass, whatever it is, maybe it's slough hay, but it's allowing the cow to really break down those forages to be able to squeeze and extract more of everything out of it. And in this case, we're talking about protein, but it's actually going to help you pull more of everything that would be down that list if you were to get that forage tested. Vitamins, minerals, everything. But in this case, like I said, we're talking about protein specifically. You're going to be able to pull more protein from that existing forage, which is going to allow you to get far more in it than we could ever do by just directly plopping it right into a tub. Because like we talked about before, once you just place it in the tub, you're done. That's it. You don't get anything more. Versus working with the forage, working with all of this grass, that's going to allow us to get much more every time they take a bite. Not just when that tub is gone. I want to see if I can show you guys. I can't flip my camera around, and I don't have a piece of paper. Let's use the mud on my truck. So, sorry, but let's see if this works, if it's wet enough. If you picture a big square, we'll just do this. You can see that okay? If you picture that square is everything in a cow's diet, everything that she's going to eat in a day. So any grass, any salt, anything at all. Okay, that's what that square represents. Now, if we make a smaller square in there, can you see that? That would represent, you see my son's handprints. This would represent her supplement as far as your mineral, a protein tub, salt, Riomax. We would fit in there too. That represents 2% of that cow's diet. That's it. So when we're talking about, a 30% protein tub, 30% of 2% of her whole diet. That's how limited and restricting that can be. Instead, with IST, indirect supplementation technology, that is what I was referring to when I say we're extracting more nutrients from the feed that you're already giving her. That's all of the rest of this square. The other 98%, Resorb, Riomax, is pulling more nutrients from the rest of her diet. So you're able to use everything else as much as possible of all this forage that's left out here, if that makes sense. So I'm sure that was confusing. I know that was a lot that I just threw at you guys. So if you have any questions whatsoever, definitely do not hesitate to call. You can ask for me. Again, my name's Ashley, or you can talk to anybody at Rio Nutrition, and we'll all be very, very open to helping answer as many questions as we possibly can, or maybe even explaining it a little bit better than I just did. So I'm going to sign off quick, go check the cows again, make sure all the calves are good, but you guys have a wonderful afternoon.